Hi, my name is Jordan Michener, and I did my PechaKucha over child abuse in the St. Louis County. St. Louis County is the most populous county in Missouri with 1,003,298 citizens, according to the 2016 Census Bureau. 4,817 child abuse cases are reported annually. The median household income is $61,516. The poverty rate is 10.1%. And in 2015, 30,716 people in poverty were children under the age of 18. According to the Missouri Foundation for Health, African American children make up 4.8 cases per 1,000 residents of child abuse cases reported. That has dropped by more than 50% from 2001 to 2010, with a high of 10.3 cases per 1,000 residents. And Caucasian children make up 4.1 cases per 1,000 residents, and that has dropped from 7.5 cases per 1,000 residents. Single-parent households make up 29.5% of the population in St. Louis County. Single-parent households with children under the age of 18 has also increased from 23.3% in 2000 to 33.8% in 2010. According to fosteringcourtimprovement.org, between October 2015 and September 2016, neglect made up 167 cases, 0.6 per 10,000 rate, and a 1.5 per 10,000 state rate. Physical abuse made up 91 cases, 0.3 per 10,000 rate, and 0.6 per 10,000 state rate. Sexual abuse made up 63 cases, 0.2 per 10,000 rate, and 0.6 per 10,000 state rate. And other forms of abuse made up 30 cases, 0.1 per 10,000 rate, and 0.2 per 10,000 state rate. Also, according to visionforchildren.org, the most common forms of maltreatment in St. Louis County was neglect, which made up 52% of unsubstantiated cases, physical abuse at 37%, and sexual abuse at 29%. St. Charles County borders St. Louis County to the northwest, and while they do share a border, many of their statistics are drastically different. According to fosteringcourtimprovement.org, in 2016, maltreatment reports in St. Charles County amounted to 2,988 cases, with 8,250 from St. Louis County. Neglect in St. Charles County, 203 cases. In St. Louis County, 167 cases. Physical abuse in St. Charles County, 41 cases. St. Louis County, 91 cases. Sexual abuse in St. Charles County, 40 cases. St. Louis County, 63 cases. Other forms of abuse in St. Charles County, 20 cases. St. Louis County, 30 cases. Removed to foster care in St. Charles County, 107 out of 304. St. Louis County, 121 out of 351. And not removed to foster care, St. Charles County, 197 out of 304. St. Louis County, 230 out of 351. Foster care also plays a big part in the child abuse in St. Louis County. According to the maltreatment reports during October 2015 through September 2016, the amount of children removed to foster care was 121 out of 351 cases, with a 34.5% rate compared to a 35.9% state rate. Not removed, 230 out of 351 cases, 65.5% rate, 64.1% state rate. Non-victims removed to foster care, 268 out of 7,591 cases, 3.5% rate, 5% state rate. Removed before report was made, 2 out of 404 cases, 0.5% rate, 0.8% state rate. Removed within 3 days of the report, 133 out of 404 cases, 32.9% rate, 36.5% state rate. Removed within 7 days of the report, 153 out of 404 cases, 37.9% rate, 42.8% state rate. Removed prior to investigation, 10 out of 404 cases, 2.5% rate, 1.8% state rate. And the median days from report to removal out of 404 cases was 35 days rate or a 16-day state rate. Tying in with the foster care system, riverfronttimes.com reported that teens who had been in the foster care system accounted for 29% of all sex trafficking victims, with homeless youth being at the highest risk. 15% of homeless youth reported to having been victims, and an additional 3% were forced to deal drugs as a form of labor trafficking. There is an abundance of organizations in the St. Louis County that helps combat child abuse and neglect and helps work with children who have been through neglect and abuse. The number one is the Child Abuse and Neglect Hotline, which is 1-800-392-3738. Another top one is Child Protection Program at St. Louis Children's Hospital. Provides inpatient child abuse consultations, outpatient sexual abuse evaluations, referrals, care coordination, and education. There's also a national nonprofit organization called Child Help, which is dedicated to meeting the physical, emotional, educational, and spiritual needs of abused, neglected, and at-risk children through advocacy, prevention, treatment, and community outreach. There's also the Crisis Nursery, which is committed to the prevention of child abuse and neglect and provides emergency intervention, respite care, and support to families in crisis through short-term care young children, helping families resolve crisis, support, education, and resources for parents, community outreach, and advocacy. Finally, there are steps you yourself can do to help combat child abuse and neglect. You can 1. Volunteer your time. 2. Discipline your children thoughtfully. 3. Examine your behavior. 4. Educate yourself and others. 5. Teach your children their rights. 6. Support prevention programs. 7. Know what child abuse is. 8. Know the signs of child abuse and neglect. 9. Report abuse. And 10. Invest in kids. Thank you.